What is going on, guys? OneEyedBandit back again with yet another video talking about more Dragon Ball FighterZ, and today it's finally time to talk about this picture right here and what the next 3 DLC characters will most likely be. Because we all know, we've all seen this picture so far. We've seen that we have Kefla, we know UI Goku is going to be the very next character to come out, obviously. And then we have blue, green, and yellow background for 3 other characters that can potentially come to Dragon Ball FighterZ. So with these backgrounds, right, we have Kefla, and it's almost like, you know, a little bit of a troll. Like, it could have easily been the green hair to depict Kefla in this background, but they chose the pinkish red for her shirt. And so then we get the gray, and obviously we know UI Goku has like a silvery white hair to him, so obviously that's going to be him. And so it really comes down to so many different things that it could be for these characters. So I put together a list of literally 19 names that I think it could be for these 3 characters. 19 names, and I also divided them into the Tournament of Power, because so far it definitely seems like this is going to be Tournament of Power themed, but we never really know. Honestly, we just never really know. I also separated into DBZ. I have a DBZ list, and then I have a Dragon Ball GT and Super list. And honestly, I'm gonna be real with y'all, it was really hard to come up with GT and Super characters, mainly because GT, there's only a couple significant characters that could be added to GT, to this roster. And the same thing goes for Super, because we have most of those characters already. Obviously Tournament of Power falls into the Super bracket, but it's a reason that I kind of separated those. And then DBZ, there's plenty, so I'm gonna get right down to it and start with the blues from every category. So number 1, we have Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta. Obviously, I know this makes the most sense. If this is completely Tournament of Power themed, this makes the absolute most sense because of the blue background. We know the Vegeta has that royal blue hair that, you know, honestly, if it's this character, I'm gonna be a little bit upset, just a little bit, because to me it's just, there's just no point. Why have blue Vegeta and then have bluer Vegeta? I understand the dynamic of, like, there's going to be a few different moves for this character, specifically Final Explosion, the one where he doesn't die, but honestly it's just like, I just can't see it. I honestly just cannot see it. If they do us this way, then to me it's gonna be almost like another base Ku and base Vegeta thing. Like, although both of those characters are fantastic and they're great, to me it's just too copy and paste. It's too, like, not original for me. I understand base Vegeta and base Goku. People were very upset when those characters were announced as DLC, because like, those are characters that, like, base game, give us those base games, that made sense. But bluer Vegeta, Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta, is just too copy and paste for blue Vegeta to me, honestly. And I'll get to who I really think that this should definitely be when I get farther into my list. But I know I'm upsetting a lot of you who enjoy the blue Vegeta evolution form, which is just, honestly, I think it's a bad form in my humble opinion. But let's continue on. Also, the blue, it could be Ribrianne. Now, I know you guys, I know, settle down. I know you're gonna hate me for saying it, but it could easily be Ribrianne because she does have a blue tone to her face, and it could easily be not only just Ribrianne, it could be her little buddies along with her, and she could have like a Ginyu Force style moveset, right? Or Android 17 style not 17, 18 style moveset. Ribrianne, although nobody likes her and her goons, it just completely makes sense, I guess, because we do need that. We do need more character representation. Now, not only could she end up being the blue character, she could easily end up being the green character, like where the green character is as well, because she does have green on her dress. And again, that could easily be, you know, Tournament of Power themed. It wouldn't, you know, be beyond them to do that, because even in her original form she has green hair. So it sucks to say, and it like I know this is the one that nobody wants because everybody dislikes her. But in terms of more female representation, Ribrianne is actually a decent choice, along with, you know, Kakunza and the other girl's name. You know, they could easily end up a full squad as one character, and I could definitely see that. And then last but not least, from the blue for Tournament of Power is Kabe, who also makes complete sense, especially if it is Tournament of Power themed for the blue, because, you know, he has that blue on his outfit. Granted, I don't know how many people enjoy Kabe's character. I know I really do like him. I think he was, you know, they didn't explore him enough to me within Dragon Ball Super, but I think he could be pretty dope within Dragon Ball Fighters. So hopefully maybe we'll get him. I think it all comes down to, you know, personally, in my opinion, really just two characters that the blue could be, and I just want to know you guys' thoughts so far as well. Other than that, let's move on to the DBZ side of the blue characters, and this is the one that makes the complete sense to me, and that is Majin Vegeta. Majin Vegeta makes so much more sense. I understand that this one, it is could be very copied and pasted, especially from Super Saiyan Vegeta. But Majin Vegeta is obviously Super Saiyan 2, the M on his forehead, the veins and everything. But the iconic blue shirt that he has is just, it makes sense, guys. It just does. Like, and I think it'll go better with the background because, you know, obviously with, you know, it being white where the background is, where his shirt would actually be, since that's white, it would blend well there. And then where the blue actually is for his head, that could be, you know, his Super Saiyan hair, and that would match very well. Majin Vegeta does have a like complete different move set that I could see being completely different than, you know, Blue Evolution Vegeta, Blue Vegeta, all the Vegetas really, because he has, to me, so much in his arsenal that could be fire. And I know the way that other DBZ games do like multiple characters, they copy and paste, and, you know, Dragon Ball Fighters prides itself on, you know, giving us the most original to the anime and manga, and it will be easy, like, although all the Vegetas basically have the same normals, it will be easy to make this character some really good and interesting moves. The final explosion I could see being his, you know, second level 3 that obviously kills him and the opponent's character. It'll be something that'll be very hard to pull off. I can see that, and it could be really cool. But I think Majin Vegeta just makes the most sense out of everybody to me. It just makes perfect sense. Moving on is also Deborah. We know Deborah, he has a blue vest on, you know, blue pants, he's pink. Makes sense from a DBZ standpoint. This game did start off like supposed to be the Dragon Ball Z side of things. Obviously, they did move into Super by having things like Golden Frieza and Hit in there, but this game at the core is kind of just straight up DBZ. So Deborah makes a little bit of sense, but I can't see him quite coming just yet. Maybe in a Fighters 2, but that's just something that I wanted to get out there. As well as Android 13. 13's final form is a blue big guy with orange hair. No more needs to really be said about that. 13 could be an interesting character. He could even end up in green if they were to do like his base form. But I don't really see Android 13. There isn't too many movie characters to come out left, honestly, because we have Cooler, we have Janemba. There isn't too many movie characters that are left. Turles, maybe. I don't think they're gonna go give us Garlic Jr. We most likely won't get like a Meta Cooler. Like, there's just not too many DBZ movie characters left, and, you know, we have characters like Beerus already, and we have Golden Frieza. So yeah, I mean, movie characters, the villains at least, I don't see them quite coming just yet. And so sadly, I think Android 13 doesn't have that much of a chance to make it. As far as Dragon Ball GT, we have Omega Shenron, who does have, you know, the blue Dragon Balls with him in himself, so he could easily be in this blue bracket. Omega Shenron, I think between him and obviously Baby, these are the two characters that, the two villains mainly, that deserve the most to be in this game from a GT standpoint. If they're going to give more GT representation, then, you know, Omega Shenron and Super 17, who is also in the blue list. Super 17 because obviously, you know, he has blue jeans on. I personally don't think he's going to make it at all. We already have Android 17 from Super, and of course 17 with 18 obviously, but I just wanted to throw him in there just in case. But Omega Shenron seems like the most likely to end up being in this blue slot when it comes down to it all. I think the top three for this blue slot are Evolution Vegeta, or not Evolution Vegeta, sorry. For me, Majin Vegeta, Kabe, and Omega Shenron. I personally believe it's between these three. And if it's neither of those three, then boy was I wrong. But I definitely believe it's going to be between those three, and it just makes the most sense to me. Moving on to the green now, and personally, coming from a Tournament of Power standpoint, like I was saying, I put these in brackets. Tournament of Power standpoint, for the green, obviously we have like the Universe 6 Namekians, which in my humble opinion makes no sense. Like, I think those characters were cool for what they were, but when we look at Tournament of Power pictures, like of all the Tournament of Power characters, there was no really green characters that were able to be in this list. Like, honestly, like when we really get to looking at it, there are green characters, but their significance isn't enough to warrant them being within fighters. Like the Universe 6 Namekians, they only make sense because they're green, and they had a pretty good fight against, you know, Gohan and Piccolo. Obviously, we already have Piccolo, and then all the other green characters, they just had zero significance, which is why I also put Ribrianne into this bracket, because she does have that green underlining on her dress. And if we're talking Tournament of Power, all Tournament of Power characters, this one makes the most sense for Ribrianne, to be honest. Universe 6 Namekians, sorry, but yeah, I just don't see any other character from the Tournament of Power being green and being added to this. So yeah, that's personally just me, and that's honestly all I have for Tournament of Power. As far as Dragon Ball Z standards from the movie and everything, we have BoJack, which makes a ton of sense. Obviously, his final form is green as hell. A lot of people would enjoy BoJack. He could easily be another Ginyu style character, you know, with all his boys like Zangya, Gokua, and there's this other guy, I forget his name, but definitely could end up being a Ginyu style character. Very good powerhouse. I could see him being BoJack makes a ton of sense. Straight up, I'm not even gonna lie. And then we have our boy Pikkon. Pikkon is green. Not much to really say about that. He's green. He could fit in with, you know, the likes of Gogeta and Janemba. More DBZ movie representation, just to get all the movie characters kind of out of the way. Pikkon makes a lot of sense. Do I think Pikkon will make it over a character like BoJack? Actually, I don't. And the same goes for these two other green characters, which are Lord Slug and Zarbon. Obviously, two other green characters. To me, Lord Slug is too old of a character. Like, nobody really cares about him. To me, a lot of things post Super Saiyan or pre Super Saiyan, nobody really cares about too much. Granted, you could say they need more Namekian representation, but honestly, Piccolo is the only Namekian, and like I said, I highly doubt they're going to add the Universe 6 Namekians, so why would Lord Slug make the cut? Just doesn't make sense. And the same thing goes for Zarbon. If they didn't have Dodoria or hell, even Raditz, then sorry Zarbon, you're not making it. So from this list, the most sense to me is BoJack. For more movie villain representation, I could definitely see this being a thing. And then lastly, for Dragon Ball Super / GT, I'm gonna be honest. I put Zamasu. Zamasu didn't make too much sense because like regular straight up just base Zamasu, I don't think he'll make it at all because he's, you know, like the only Zamasu we truly care about is like merged Zamasu or Goku Black, and obviously Goku Black's already in the game and he has Zamasu as a grab. So personally, I don't think this regular Zamasu will make it, but I just thought I would mention him because he is green and he is his own character. Let's be honest, he is his own character. He did fight against Goku and Vegeta and he did okay against them. So and he was immortal, so I think it'd be interesting to see how they would, you know, do Zamasu. Like, how would they incorporate him into this game because he is immortal, excuse me. But other than that, I don't see any other green character except for quite possibly base Rildo from GT, who also kind of fits into that yellow bracket because of his base form. But I think it would make more sense for him to fit into the yellow one because even in his powered up state where he's red, he still does have a little bit of yellow on him. But again, I personally don't see Rildo, so sorry. I don't think anybody makes sense for the green. Like, when it all comes down to it, I don't think anybody makes more sense for the green other than Bojack and sadly Ribrianne, in my personal opinion. And I'll throw Pycon in there as well because he is pretty popular. And last but not least, let's get to the yellow. Who do we think the yellow is going to be? Now, my first thought is from Tournament of Power. If we're going to completely say Tournament of Power, Master Roshi. Master Roshi has the yellow pants. People have been asking for Master Roshi since basically Season 0. How did Master Roshi not end up in this game? So many questions. He can't fly, blah, 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 blah. Nobody really cares. Master Roshi would be fire in this game. I'm sorry. Like, I love Master Roshi. So for him to be in this game would make complete sense. Like, how could you not want Master Roshi in this game? Like, oh my gosh. You know what would even be pretty funny with Master Roshi is they could even make it to where he does no damage to girl characters. Obviously, that is very, very like bad for, you know, a fighting game like this. It wouldn't make sense because you need fighting games to be pretty balanced. But for him to not be able to do damage to girl characters would be actually funny. But I think Roshi makes the most sense, especially again if we're looking at it from a Tournament of Power standpoint, because he was in the Tournament of Power, and even DBZ he was in. But again, that's just my speculation. Master Roshi makes the most sense. And then again for Tournament of Power, we have Topo. But to me, Topo was a good like character. Like he was a character that did make sense, right? He did a lot of fighting. He fought Goku. He fought Blue Evolution Vegeta or Vegeta period. He did some work. He had his God of Destruction form, which could end up being that as well, but he turned more of a reddish other than his yellow. So honestly, I truly believe Master Roshi has more of a chance to go in over Topo. So hopefully, maybe we'll see. From DBZ, we have Tapion. Straight up, just Tapion for the yellow. That's from the movies and everything, just Tapion. Like, I don't see any other character other than Tapion and Master Roshi truly taking this spot. Tapion is another good character that just, you know, would be dope in Dragon Ball FighterZ. He could easily be really, really cool because he has a sword just like Trunks. Like, oh my gosh, this character would be fire within this game. And I don't see any other person that can easily fit in this yellow slot like Tapion does. Over like Tapion and Master Roshi make the most complete sense to me. And for third, lastly, we have GT Super. I already said I had Rildo in there, and Rildo he's not making the cut, period. He's just not. So Tapion makes the most sense, in my humble opinion, to be the yellow slot for Dragon Ball FighterZ. And that is the end of my list. That's literally everybody. That's all 19 people that I think could end up being in this slot. And, you know, out of all those 19, there can only be 3. And so again, if I put it into a just strictly Tournament of Power, We have Kefla. We have UI Goku. We have, I'm going to put Kabe. And then we have a Ribrianne. And then, of course, we have Master Roshi. That's 5 characters from the Tournament of Power that I believe could personally end up within this game. If they decide to go left with it and not have all Tournament of Power, then I truly believe that from, you know, not a Tournament of Power standpoint, we have Further Blue, we have Majin Vegeta. For the green, we have Bojack, and for the yellow, we are going to get Tapion. That's my humble opinion. If you guys like believe the same thing, let me know down in the comment section below. Who do you think is going to be the next 3 characters to come out for Dragon Ball FighterZ? Because that's all we can do, right? All we can do is really speculate, because nobody really knows anything about it at this current point in time. Obviously, we will know more information month by month, especially through VJump leaks. So stay tuned, basically. Stay tuned. But anyways, guys, if you enjoyed this video, this long video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Please remember that God and anime are always on your side. Please come join the Bandit Army. That's all I got for y'all. Peace out.